Flipping the classroom works. I've trained hundreds of teachers from around the world to flip, and if it's done right, it can have incredible benefits for teachers, students, and education communities. Now, I believe the biggest problem we have with the flipped classroom idea that keeps it from spreading is the way that we pitch it or the way that we sell it to others. A few months ago, a really good friend of mine who's a flipped classroom teacher here in North Carolina, his name is Lance Bledsoe, approached me and he said, "You know, the least useful thing you ever taught me about the flipped classroom is that students have to watch the videos for homework," which I thought was a really interesting comment, and it made me rethink the value of the flipped classroom. And here's what I came up with. I believe that 50% of the value of the flipped classroom is having teachers create their own unique custom video lessons. This allows teachers to be very reflective and to improve. If teachers are creating their video lessons and then watching them back and saying, "Wow, I never knew these certain things, and I can get better, and I can get better, and I can get better just by reflecting on my practice and watching my practice back." Also, creating the videos creates a very flexible and efficient class environment. If your video lessons are created and available for students in the classroom, students can watch them anytime they need and as many times as they need in the classroom. Now, I believe an additional 40% is taking those video lessons that teachers create and uploading them to YouTube or somewhere on the internet that can be accessible. But uploading them to YouTube, and YouTube because there's an incredible social value around the idea of being on YouTube. But this idea of uploading them and making them available makes you a completely transparent and accountable teacher for what you teach and how you teach it, transparent and accountable not only to your students and parents, but to the world, which is a really exciting and powerful idea. It also makes you on demand for your students, of course, their parents, peers, and even administrators. Anyone can tune in at any time to figure out how you explain in your own unique way about each piece of content that you're responsible for teaching. And this idea of being transparent and accountable and on demand can strengthen incredible relationships where people, all the individuals in your education community look to you as a published master of your content. And then I believe the last level here, the last 10% of value, is assigning students to watch those videos for homework. And this would create a little bit more efficient classroom if students come into the class already previewing the information and then get right down to work on application or higher level thinking. However, this last 10% is where I'd say probably 90% of the problems come in. Problems like, wait a minute, what if students don't have access to computers? What if they don't have access one day and they have access to the next? What if their access shuts down? What if their computers don't work one day? What if the students don't watch the videos? What if they don't know how to watch the videos? Which, when we pitch it in this way that the flipped classroom is about students watching videos for homework, we're going to reduce the number of people who are willing to even listen past that statement to get at the real benefits of the flipped classroom. So I believe that we should pitch the flipped classroom as getting to the 90% of the value first, having teachers create their video content and then uploading them to the internet or YouTube to become transparent and accountable for that information. The last thing we should think about when we're starting to flip our classroom is having students watch videos for homework.